Hi everyone, this is Sean and I'm here to do the class overview. So what we're going to do during this little short video is walk through the class, walk through the books that you're going to need, the assignments that you're going to need, where everything is, how you can get in contact with me. This should be your resource for if you have any questions throughout the semester. You can always reach out to me. I'll show you how to get in contact with me. But if you do have questions and just kind of how the class is going to flow and how we're going to do things, this is the video that it's going to be. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'd like to start off with giving you my vision for the class, right? So here's the thing about this class. So my vision for at the end of this class is if this is the only leadership class you ever take, you'll have stuff that you'll be able to take out of this class that you'll be able to utilize right away and will make you a better leader if it's with a group within work or a group at a nonprofit or a group even with your friends. It'll just help you to become a better leader, to understand a little bit more about your personal leadership style and what things that you like and things that you don't like. If you go on in the leadership development program here at Providence College, this is going to be a great foundation. You're going to be able to have a lot of the tools that you need to become the best leader that you can be. And so we'll start with learning the language. We'll go through and we'll start learning more about yourself. We're going to study a lot of different people. We're going to study the different way people think. It's going to be a lot of different theories and just people's thoughts on leadership. And you're going to start to take little pieces of that. And I like to say it's almost like having a toolbox, right? So let's just say you're going to become a plumber or a carpenter and it's your first day. You don't know what tools you're going to need, but over the time, as you start doing it, you start collecting the tools that you need to make you the best carpenter or plumber. It's the same thing with leadership. We're going to start building your toolbox. So I'm going to jump right into the syllabus so that you can see where we're going to go for this year. So remember, this class was designed originally by Professor Erickson. So there's a lot of things, and you'll see his kind of trademarks all around it. A lot of the course material that we brought in had been a collaboration between me and Dr. Erickson to make sure that we're giving you that full round view of leadership. So this is me again, Sean Kenny. How you get in touch with me? This is my phone number. This is my personal phone number, my work phone number. Any phone number that you can think to get in touch with me. So this is the way for you to get to me is to either call or text that phone number. It comes right to me. If I'm not available because I'm, working my full-time job or I'm at something for my kids or family, I won't pick up right away. But if you leave a message, I'll get back in touch with you. You can always text. You can always email. I'm pretty good about getting back to people very quickly. And again, even if it's just to set up a time, like, oh, I need to talk to you. Is there a time? I'll always throw you out some times that you can pick, and then we'll make sure that we connect. Okay, so always feel comfortable being able to reach out to me at any time. Again, if it's late at night and you're doing the work and I don't pick up, it's because I'm asleep, and I'll get it the next day. So let's talk a little bit about the books. So I did place an order with the bookstore, so they should be coming into the Providence bookstore if they're not there already. But you can also find these books online. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them any place. I have no preference where you get the books from. The only thing I'll ask is make sure that you get the current edition, and it doesn't matter if they're new or used. If you can find them used, use them used, because we don't use any of the supplemental material from these books. We use other different supplemental material that's already connected to our site. So anything that you need to download or find articles, things like that, they're already in the site, and we'll just be able to, I'll show you exactly where it is. We're going to walk through all that in a little bit. So again, the books, just so you can see them. So it's this one. It's called Leadership by Art Padilla. So it's a book that I like to utilize because it gives us a basis of language. And this is a language of leadership. So just like learning any other language, there's going to be terms and things like that that you're going to be exposed to that all of a sudden you'll start picking up and hearing in other places. And again, if you go on to other classes at PC, this language will transfer through all the different leadership classes. This is the fundamentals, the basics of it. Is if it was Spanish 101, you're going to learn some terms and things like that then you'll start to be able to use. Again, the interesting thing is, just like if you were learning a language, all of a sudden you're going to be reading something or seeing something, and all of a sudden these words are going to stop popping in, and you're going to start to understand what the authors are trying to say. So if you become and you like to read about some leadership and you like to learn about other leaders, you're going to start to see a pattern of some of the language that comes in. And that's really going to start with that book. The next book we're going to go over, it's just a small little pamphlet. It's by Robert Greenleaf. It's just this small one called The Servant Leader. Robert Greenleaf is, and we'll get more into it before you read it, but Robert Greenleaf is the father of a lot of this authentic leadership that you're going to learn more about throughout this year. He did a lot of it in the 70s. He wrote that pamphlet, and he saw a need for change in leadership, and he started it. And a lot of the leaders today that you hear about, and we'll get into them, they all come out of stuff that he created. So very interesting. I think if you listen to the About Me, I showed you a picture of Robert Greenleaf and a lot of the other people that kind of follow him. And then the last one is the Leadership Challenge, right? So this book has been around. It's now in the 6th edition, but it's a great book. It's Kuzner and Posner. They write a lot about how some different challenges of leadership, and they bring in more examples. There's a lot of examples, again, in terms, in stories and things like that to help us get a better understanding of leadership. So those are the books. Again, walking through the syllabus, there's a lot of different things that I encourage you. You want to make sure that you read it. You get into the course assignments, and this is where your grades come from, right? So class preparation, 25% of your final grade is class prep. So that's making sure that you are reading the material, you're answering the form questions that we have. Again, I'm going to show you where all that is, and making sure that you're staying and you're completing it on a timely basis, right? So that's really class prep. So being able to be ready for the class, being ready for the assignments, being ready for the stuff that's going on. This is an online class, so you can take a week to do the assignments, but just making sure that you're keeping up with it, that's class preparation. Class participation and attendance, right? So attendance, it's just making sure that you're checking in and you're going on to the website and you're answering the questions weekly. The participation part of it, that's where you're responding. So there's going to be a section, and I'll show it to you. They're forum questions, and it'll be based on the reading. It'll be based on some stuff that an activity that you might have to do. Making sure that you're commenting on your fellow classmates, so you're reading their posts and commenting on them. One of the things that's really hard to replicate from a live in-person class is that class, how we get into deeper discussions about things. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that we're going to try to do that. And one of them is this participation. It's making sure that you're reading the other people's forums and that you're responding to them. Again, it can be, you can have a different view of people, and that's great. Again, that's what makes the world great, is that everybody can see the same thing and see it from a number of different angles. So be open-minded to that. Be open-minded to the way people are thinking. And it might, kind of open your eyes to a couple of different things. So just make sure constructive criticism is okay, but we're not going to be, one way or the other on the way somebody's points. Remember, everybody has their own point of view. Okay. So we talked about that. So that's class prep, class participation. So then you're going to have 3 presentations that are going to make up the remainder of your goal, right? So we're going to start, and why it's in this order, I'm not sure, but it's why I put it that way. It's the authentic leader is the first one that we're going to do. So that's going to be 20% of your grade. Again, I'm going to show you where that is. That'll be due week 5. And there's a video specifically going over all the directions on how to make sure that you do that one correctly. Then week 7, we have this leader presentation. Again, another 20% of your grade will be in that. And again, there's a rubric and you can follow it and exactly what you need to do. And then the last part is the leadership development plan. That's 20% of your final grade. That's your last thing. You'll turn that in week 10 will be when that will be due. So all of these are on, right here. So it's very easy, 20, 40, 80. And then you add this in and it comes up to 100%, right? So that's where you're going to be able to find it. I also put in, it brings it right here. You can see all adds up to 100. Here's where the grading scale is. Again, I encourage you to read through all of this. I know I'm kind of going through it at a high level, but it's just to kind of show you where everything is. So you can see right here. So we have it for 2021, the week by week, exactly what work needs to be done each week. It's right in here. There's a read, there's a watch, there's listen, there's watch, there's complete. So you can just make sure this is your checklist, right? So you can just go right through it. Again, I'm going to go back to um, the site in a minute, and I'm going to show you where all that is, and it'll just walk you through week by week by week. All right, so now let's jump into, where do we find that on the website? So if you go to Sakai, right here, here we go. Here's our Sakai site. I know it says unpublished right now. As soon as this video is uploaded, I will be turning this on and publishing it. It's the last kind of thing that I do just to make sure that I have everything else completed and ready to go. So today is Wednesday, the 26th. So hopefully by tonight, this will be up and running and you'll be able to go. So the syllabus is right under the syllabus page. If you want to find it, it's already viewable. The course overview, which is what you're in the middle of now, so you found that, is right here. And then it goes week by week. So if you look at here, so we'll just start with week 1. So if you look at week 1, it gives you everything that you need to do. Just like that checklist that was in the syllabus, it's right here. So it's read Leadership Challenges 1, 2, and 3. Listen to this TED Talk by General Stanley McChrystal. Watch his TED Talk by Fields Wick Merriam. Watch What's the Big Idea week 1. So what's the big idea is I try to take one of the concepts, something that was in there, record a short video on it for you to get a little bit deeper understanding, right? So that's what the big idea is. I'll explain where the name came from when you watch that first video. It says complete the form questions and then complete the activity about me. So you guys are going to do a video just like I did, introducing myself to you. If you watch that, you're going to then do that for everybody else. So right here, and then so everything that's up here is also a hot link right about here. So I've made this very easy. As I told you in the About Me video, I have a daughter who's going to Quinnipiac. She's taking 2 classes online, and when I showed her what I had here, she was blown away. She said, "Oh, we don't have any of that. I've got to find all this sort of stuff." So I tried to make it really easy. So you're going to read that from the book. Then you can watch these. What's the big idea? It's right in the same order. Complete the questions, do the About Me. One of the things that I do is, what topic from the reading or media do you want me to go into more in depth next week? So this won't happen every week because not every week do people have questions. But if people have questions, and sometimes we have multiple sections. Last year we had 2 sections in this class. Right now we have 1. But it might turn into 2, and if it turns into 2, that's great. What I do is I just collect all the questions, and just like you're doing now, I'm going to record a quick video kind of going over what it is that people want me to go more in depth. As I said, there's many different ways for us to interact. We're going to go over all the material that we have. We're going to answer form questions back and forth. If you want me to go deeper into something, I can go deeper into it right there. And you'll see, like as I said, when we go to week 2, it's called a deeper dive from week 1. So if you click on that right there, it'll actually go deeper into what it was that you wanted me to, that everybody wanted me to go into a little bit more depth. Okay, if that makes sense. So as I said, week 5 is the first week where you have something due, and you can tell when there's something due because I put it in red and I put a big due right on it. So you know when that's due. It's week 5. And again, so there's work that has to be done, but then there's that. If you look at the week before, it'll say watch authentic leadership assignment right here. Authentic leadership assignment. If you click on there, it's another video of me going through the directions on how to do that correctly. So again, one of the things I'm trying to do is make it really easy for you to be able to find all the information. It's week by week in here, and then all the way down through week 10. So week 10 has, there's so that you're going to watch a video feedback with Jen T. So we do a lot about feedback. So what I actually had is I did some feedback with one of my teams, and Jen T it's Jennifer Taube. She's somebody who works on one of my teams. I actually had her deliver feedback to me in this start, stop, continue format, which I go over a little bit before that. And so it's right here. You'll actually participate and do a start, stop, continue. And then your personal leadership plan is due. And you'll just click it right there and it's due. So makes it very easy. If for some reason you get messed up and you want to see where those assignments are and when they're due, you can click on the assignments page. And it says right here when they're all due. So June 28th, July 12th, and August 2nd. They're all due right in there. So everything is laid out for you. Where your grade is right. And I won't hit the grade book now because it has everybody's information, but on yours, it just says grade and you should see it. So I try to make sure that I am keeping up with the work. So you'll see me go in there and make comments here and there throughout the week. I try to do it a lot of times it's in the morning before I get my regular day, or at the end of the day, or even sometimes during lunchtime. If I have time, I'll go in there and I'll start going through it. And I guess I will comment on it and just have some questions and things like that, so that you'll see that I'm active. I know this was quick, but hopefully this was a good overview for you. Again, if you have any questions, you know how to contact me. Make sure that you do. And I look forward to getting to know everybody. So I hope everyone has a great day, and I will talk to you soon.